Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Tim Lankford, and I welcome you to our every Friday 11 a.m. national conference call, where we feature an agent who's making it happen. I welcome you on behalf of Gordon Marketing. Hopefully you are very familiar with Gordon Marketing and the stance that we take for our passionate stance. I'll even qualify that we take for our agents, independent agents who are in the field looking for support, looking for someone to be able to say, I want to be in business for myself. I just don't want to be in business by myself. We can be that support to you. And I will very unashamedly tell you very upfront my plans for you. My plans for you. I've got a very strategic, very specific plan, which includes diagrams, scripts, in-home sales tools, everything that I want to clearly state to you that my plans for you include to help you to prosper. My plans include no sort of ideas or interest to ever harm you. My plans include saying I want you to have an incredible future and an hope, a hope which is unparalleled in this industry. And of course, as you know, that's not just words that the wise sage Tim came up with on his own. I will always default to Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11 in the Word of God that says, the highest power has these type of plans for you. Welcome. It is an honor that you have chosen this time to connect with us here on our conference call. As I am always excited, I would be remiss to say that I'm not excited when I personally handpick the agents that I want you to focus in on. Jeff will be able to not only talk about how that you can create a six-figure income with mortgage protection leads to turn those into sales, but also Jeff runs federal employee leads. So we'll be able to talk about that for a little bit, as well as, I mean, this is, you talk about somebody that you want to say that's somebody who is busier than a one-armed paper hanger. Jeff is also building a team. He has over 100 agents whom he's working with to help them make it happen in other people's lives as well. Every week we want to share with you other agents who are right there, many agents who have been on this call, other agents who are in waiting to get on this call, but our leaderboard, my wonderful assistant Alicia Brewer will go over our agents throughout the nation. Now, this is just anyone who has a relationship, who is moving their annuities through Gordon Marketing, and we kind of key in on just a few that in the last week or so have put in over $100,000 annuity, and we're notoriously anywhere from 1 to 2 to 3 to upwards to sometimes over double digits of agents in this last week who have put in an annuity over $100,000. Then usually, notoriously, it's usually at least 1 or 2. And we're also going to talk about those, what I call fondly, those double dippers, those agents who are out there writing mortgage protection and writing life insurance, a part of the mortgage protection federal teams, and are also writing annuities. And think of at least 5%, but sometimes it's 7, 8%. When you hear the annuity amount, multiply that times, on average, just say 5%. So when you hear somebody like Aaron Joyce, who wrote, just shy of $1 million last week, multiply that times 0.05. Not a bad payday, and it's ridiculous enough that Aaron Joyce is leading our annuity boards this week. And then also on the life side, I want you to pay close attention. Hopefully you'll hear your name. If you don't, and you submitted some business this last week, our leaderboard sometimes run a week or 2 weeks behind. Please call me, text me, email me, and say, hey, Tim, not to blow my own horn, but just to say, I want to be an encouragement to others. Think of the leaderboard as that, an encouragement to others, saying that John Smith is out there making it happen. Hey, this was what I did in this week. So with that, sharing that, I get to welcome Alicia Brewer to the call.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Friday to everybody. Can you hear me?
You are doing great.
Good. Okay. Hope everyone's had a blessed week. And so now we'll go to the leaderboard, second week of July. We're going to start with top annuity producers for the week. The submitted annuities these agents have turned in are all over $100,000. So 2 agents come in at number 4 with $100,000 in one submitted annuity each, and those agents are Gary Schleisman and Deborah Meyer. Number 3 is James Messer, 1 application, $250,000. Number 2, Matt Chansey, 1 application, $266,000. And the number 1 top annuity producer for the second week of July is Aaron Joyce, 2 applications, $407,000. Congrats to Aaron and to the rest of you for these numbers. Amazing week. So now we'll move on to the top 20 life producers for the second week of July. All of these agents have written a minimum of $2,600 in business this week. In the number 20 spot, we have Marguerite McHenry, 2 applications, $2,921. Number 19, Andre Dane, 1 application, $2,925. Number 18, Eric Coons, 1 application, $3,109. 17 is Doug Boyd, 9 applications, $3,535. Number 16, Carl Heiss, 5 applications, $3,841. At number 15, we have Fred Riddle, 4 applications, $4,084. Number 14, Scott Surface, 1 application, $4,203. Del Rice comes at number 13, 3 applications, $5,081. 12 is Jay Teague, 8 applications, $5,220. Number 11, Michael Lang, 8 applications, $5,829. And now for your top 10. And number 10 is Vern Barkdale, 1 application, $6,000. Tim Lankford comes in at number 9 with 5 applications for $6,163 in annualized premium. Number 8 is Paul Kozak, 3 applications, $6,334. Number 7 is Josh Civic, 14 applications, $7,921. Number 6 is Danielle Byrne, 8 applications, $10,971. And now for the top 5 life producers for the week. Number 5, John Kohler, 2 applications, $12,674. Number 4, Leonore Cortez, 10 applications, $15,296. Number 3, David Haynes, 1 application, $16,998. Number 2 is Paul Michael Brinson, 17 applications, $19,596. And your number 1 top life producer for the second week of July is our very own in this office, Jim Meixner. 2 applications, $20,057 in annualized premium. Congrats to Jim and to the top 20 this week. Those are pretty awesome numbers. So as always, you guys need to reach me. I am at extension 178, or you can always at gordonmarketing.com. Hope everyone has a great weekend.
Thank you, Miss Alicia. Make sure that, Alicia at gordonmarketing.com, especially for those of you who are working on getting to Meridian, Mississippi. For the federal employee benefit training. I guess we could probably start dovetailing this as a dual call. I know so many of you on this call right now are also involved with the federal business side of things. Just a little blurb for those who are doing the federal employee benefit leads as well. Your cost, catch this guys, your cost, I mean it's ridiculous. It's $100 for a double occupancy room, $200 for a single occupancy, but now Mr. Gordon's come back and said, you know what, let's even show them more of our support because our teamed up FMO that we are doing this together with One Life of America. We've teamed up together to be able to support Richard Reyes as our executive director on the federal program. One Life has really committed, saying, okay, we'll take care of a lot of the expenses, and so that is a major thank you to One Life. So when you see the teaming up of Gordon Marketing and One Life, don't let that confuse you. It's because they are an intrinsic partner with us in launching this this federal employee benefit program, as they've been so involved with us on the mortgage protection lead. So major, we've been blessed to be able to connect with One Life. And now my good friend and brother in Christ, Richard Reyes, and his lovely bride, Raina. Incredible to be able to partner up with them shoulder to shoulder to launch the federal program. Gordon Marketing is going to reimburse you now for half of your travel costs. It only is $100 or $200 for a private, private room for the training and most of your food and your hotel, your lodging in Meridian, Mississippi. Fly down there. If you rent a car, if you keep your mileage, the first $10,000 issue paid that you do in the federal program, now we're going to come back. Gordon Marketing will cut you a check. You provide us the receipt. We're going to cut you a check for half of that cost. Lily's on the call with me, and I don't think I even told Lily that because I know how expensive her ticket was. She's coming in from Maui, Hawaii. So Lily, how about that? Isn't that pretty awesome to be able to be blessed with that much of a reimbursement coming back to you? So guys, without any further ado, I absolutely have got a man crush going with our agent coming on with us. I hopefully didn't scare Jeff by saying that. But Jeff, oh, you should see his lovely family. He sent over a picture with he and his wife and their child in front of their house. Excited to be able to have Jeff on the call with us this morning, and I'm hoping that you'll be able to hear us come through on the having difficulty connecting with him through the through this GoToWebinar, but I'm going to go ahead and call Mr. Birch, so hopefully you can hear him real nice and strong. I hear most of the time that they do usually come through very, very strong. Mr. Birch, we hear you loud and strong. Do you hear us okay?
Yes, I can hear you great.
Dynamite. Thanks, thanks, Jeff. Didn't know if you heard about my man crush or not, but absolutely appreciate getting to know you and how you and John, your business partner, as a part of One Life, are supporting all of the Gordon agents now, not only through mortgage protection, but with this awesome opportunity that we've got a lot of our agents involved with on the federal employee benefit side as well, and looking for you just to share some of your insights that you've seen over the last several years that you've just started in the business as a 20-something-year-old, and yet incredibly successful with your mortgage protection leads, now federal employee benefit leads, and building a team. So if you wouldn't mind sharing, we'd be much appreciated.
Appreciate it. It's a little more of a grand entrance than I usually get, but I appreciate it. Thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, to everyone on the call, I mean, to give you a perspective on basically how we've gotten to where we are. John Spinner and I started in 2013 as a brokerage with about 5 agents, and decided we wanted to get to the next level. And I'll share some tips really on how to get there, but I want to touch base on both of the programs that Tim has mentioned. First one being the federal program. I've been doing insurance, I've been selling insurance and marketing insurance for the last, I would say, about 6 years prior to John and I partnering in 2013. So really, we've seen a lot and made a lot of mistakes and fumbled a lot, but really have found our way through trial and error. And that's the beauty of where you're at right now. A lot of the trial and error has been taken out of this, so it streamlines you to the front of the pack. basically teaching you and giving you the tools and the stuff needed to be able to be successful right out of the gate, where a lot of us didn't have that. That's where I want you to sort of think about where are you at, how have you gotten here, and how have you developed the agency or the agent that you are throughout time. Have you fumbled a little bit, made some mistakes, and how refreshing it must feel to be able to have some people like Tim and other people in the organization leading from the front and showing you how to really streamline this business concept. For the federal program, I mean, you hear the word a lot, niches. This niche or niche, however you want to pronounce it, really is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, right there with mortgage protection. The fact that with a federal employee, when you have the ability to have such a qualified, prospect, really sets this program apart from other programs such as final expense. It really allows you to get in front of people that have a need, and we know what the need is prior to going in, as long as it hasn't already been filled, to allow you to make a sale. Now, when I say qualified prospect, these people have jobs. We know that. They work for the federal government. We know the benefits package that they're provided with, and we know the holes in that benefit package. So when you set an appointment and are going out to see these people, you know essentially before they do what you're going to be doing. To have that leg up on someone, knowing exactly what they've been provided with. Now, not that they haven't picked up anything outside of the federal government, because most of these people are, educated and intelligent people and have other friends and family and sources to get this knowledge. But what we're providing is a permanent solution to their permanent problem, that they're going to pass away, and what they are going to be provided with from the government isn't essentially the best thing for them every single time. Now, you'll learn, if you haven't already, the positives and negatives of what they're provided with. But the one negative is that the price goes up on a 5-year basis. Just like if you've done final expense, we know when we walk into a house and someone has AARP, right, that policy is going to end at age 80, right, or they're going to be priced out of it prior to that. With the same thing goes for federal employees. When you know you're walking in on their life insurance and they are going to be priced out of a product, or it's going to increase on them and eventually end or reduce to a certain amount, that is going to be a selling point. The second factor that is that these people want to provide their families with the amount of insurance that they had before it reduced. So if you're walking into a client's home that's 10 years, retirement's within 10 to 15 years, and this federal employee knows that there's going to be a problem and they still want to provide their family with it, who's the solution? Essentially yourself, because we are one of the only companies in the nation that are going to be able to, the companies that we provide are one of the only companies in the nation that are going to do list bill. So we can conveniently set this thing up through their paycheck, like they're already having taken out for their current life insurance or their current policies that they have, and give them a permanent option with a very, very highly rated company or highly rated companies, and a solution to their problem. So your education in this program is going to be imperative for your success. We can give you the tools. We can give you the clients. It's going to be up to you, your innate ability to be self-motivated, to get on the phone, call these people, and get out in front of them and explain to them, hey, this is how it works. We have the solution. What can we do for you? I mean, it's essentially that. You're an order taker, and these people, let's say 8 times out of 10, are going to need that coverage that you're going to provide to them, whether it's the life insurance or you find a hole for them. They're going to be retiring, and the CSB isn't going to be a place for their money, which I'm sure if you haven't got to it already, you will be talking to Tim about that. The potential for massive rollovers. You go in and you provide a solution to their problem with a nice life insurance product. They're going to listen to you for other products. Like going back, these people are generally well educated and understand the value that you're bringing to them, because you are bringing a value with our proven advisor approach to this, and not just a life insurance sales approach. You're going to be able to take someone that has no clue what their benefits are, or have a rough idea what their benefits are, educate them. They'll be thankful for that, and then they're going to be thankful for you giving them the solution to their problem of ending coverage, whether it's while they're doing the service for the government or when they leave. So this niche that you're about to get into or already in is great, but it's nothing without your self-motivation. This isn't going to be, hey, hi, my name is Judy or Tom. I'm a federal benefit employee. I'm coming to see you tomorrow. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be like any other program that we've done as far as setting appointments. You have to be excited. You have to be motivated. And when I say motivated, I'm going to say that a million times, because if you're not motivated to do this, you're not going to be successful. That is probably 90% of this. You having the drive within yourself to put this, we'll say, client's needs and their gaps in their coverage ahead of whatever else you have going on in the world. A lot of us have families, a lot of us have kids, a lot of us have different things going on. But what you need to do is just to make the income that you desire is to put this above anything else during the week, your work week, whether it's Monday through Friday, Tuesday through Saturday, whatever your work week is. When you're doing this and nothing else. Because I'm telling you, if you're watching your grandkids or watching your children or watching your friends' kids, or you have animals right next to you bugging you to take them out for a walk, it's going to distract you. You need to take your self-motivation, target this while you're calling, and then when you get in front of these people, the knowledge that you've sought for the last month or weeks or last 6 months that you've attained will come to use when you're in the house. The presentation, the way that you convey yourself, and the professionalism that we portray to these people is everything. Because going back, if they're educated, they're going to know if you know what you're talking about. If they know more about it than you, there's a problem. What's that mean? You got to go back and re-educate yourself on this. So taking your self-motivation with your knowledge and just getting out there and doing this is pretty much 95% of it. The last is going to be asking these people to get into their supplemental program or into their investment program. Whatever route you decide to go is going to set you apart from the other federal benefit consultant that they may have seen that did a webinar or a seminar in front of them. So this niche right here, with the people that you're going to see, the fact that they're qualified, they have a job. We know how much they make when we look at their LES. We know what products they have. We know how it's going to work in the future. If we know all this and have that knowledge, we can not put, I don't want to say put holes in their coverage, because I don't like to I don't like to knock anyone's coverage that they have, but show them where their weaknesses lie and show them how yours is better. And show them how you're better of a person than their HR person to explain it to them, because they probably got slammed that packet on their desk when they first walked in and said, hey, go through this and decide what you want. Because that's how 90% of the people that I've seen have been treated. Now, there are a couple people that are highly educated and know a lot about this, but, there doesn't mean that you're not going to educate them on something and they're not going to find value in what you do and allow you to, help them in some way, shape, or form. And maybe it's not that. Maybe it's their brother or sister or their spouse that you end up enrolling. But as long as you just you come in and portray your professionalism, your knowledge, and you have self-motivation, you are going to be successful in this program. So that's what I want to say about the federal program. The second thing is for mortgage protection. All that holds true for the mortgage protection. However, going into this niche, I think there's a couple of different things that we need to focus on. These people are all homeowners, yes. So what does that mean to you? That means that these people have gone through the scrutiny of getting a mortgage. I just recently went through the whole, I don't know how you would, the hazing, I guess you could say, of getting a mortgage is the best way to put it. We're all self-employed people here. Most of us are. I mean, we don't strike a W-2 unless you have a corporation. No, I do, but it doesn't matter. I still receive a 1099. These people have gone through something that we'll say qualification process. So when you walk in, whether they're my mind's slipping me here, they're refinancing their mortgage or getting a new home, that they are generally qualified to purchase a product from you if there's a need. And the only way that there's not a need is if you allow there not to be one. What I mean by that is I believe that everyone, whether they have insurance or not, needs coverage for their mortgage protection. Now, some people may have no one else that the house is going to be left to, or no one else that is going to need the house to be taken care of, that's a rarity, okay? You know, you walk into a house and they have no brothers, sisters, no nieces, nephews, no kids, no one. You know, that's a rarity, and you can usually find a way to have an approach with the living benefits on some of these products. Now, I know that in some of the states they're a little bit different, but by living benefits, you know, you walk into a house, this person has no family, no next of kin, nothing to leave the house to. However, they want to make sure if they become ill or sick or injured that they're able to stay in their house, right? Living benefits, pay you while you are alive, so that way that you can maintain your standard of living to be able to do what you do on a daily basis and not be stressed out from that side when you need to be focused on how to heal yourself and how to get better and how to, you know, just stay where you're at so you're not, you know, having a house foreclosed on while you're going through chemotherapy in another state, okay? There is, like I said before, there is no reason that someone's not going to need this unless you walk into a house and they had $10 million of coverage and everything's going to be taken care of, okay? At that point, you know, that might be somewhere where you just say, hey, thanks, but no thanks, I'm on my way. But this niche right here, these people are qualified. The federal program, they're qualified. You're not going to find too many other areas of marketing that you're going to be able to walk into a home or walk into an office or walk into meet with a person and know that, hey, this person's got a job. We know that. They got the house or they work for the federal government. They have a decent income. And, you know, they generally need something that's going to protect them while they're alive and if they pass away. And if the person is saying, hey, I don't need life insurance. I need to protect myself if I lose my job. I'm going to steal a concept that I've learned recently. Bring them to the ground floor, right? The ground floor is, hey, if you, we'll start back. The floor 3 is, listen, you know that, let me sort of gather myself here. Third floor is, these people want to protect themselves if they were disabled, right? Well, if you're disabled, there's things in all of our states, and I want to say most of our states because I can't speak for everyone, but I believe in almost all states, there's disability benefits. If they're at a job for a long time, they're able to withdraw their savings, their retirement package, retirement savings. They have friends or family to be able to rely on. Usually an injury means that they're going to get back. If they're permanently disabled, there's permanent disability through the federal government. We all know that. So there is the ability to be able to, we'll say, retain their house. And then floor 2 on the elevator, we'll call it, is the person wants to be protected if they lose their job, right? So if they lose their job, we have unemployment insurance. We have retraining. We can requalify into another field. We can reapply. These are all temporary things that we can bounce back from as human beings, right? And we can call our mortgage company and say, hey, listen, because of these general times after the financial crisis, a lot of these mortgage companies are used to having these calls. Hey, I lost my job. I'm in the process of looking. Can we work this out? You know, they'll work with you. But the ground floor is, hey, what happens if you die, right? Do you have the ability to pay for your family at that point? No. Do you have the ability to earn another wage or seek another job? No. You're gone. I mean, this is real life, people. This person is dead. From the definition of the term, they cease to exist. There is never going to be another opportunity for them to retrain or seek disability benefits or seek unemployment. They are gone. So the most important decision that they're ever going to make is taking out that mortgage protection insurance, okay? That is by far the most level I can be with anyone. If they don't understand it at that point, because if they express the interest of them getting it if they were disabled or if they lose their job, at least they're thinking about their family at that point. And if they didn't express that and they don't express interest for life insurance, you have no reason to be there. Move on. But at the end of the day, these people are qualified. We know that they have the ability to pay. Now it's your job to go in there and show them a solution to their problem, okay? So I don't have all day to talk about this. I could, because I just love what we do and I love everything about it. But I want to move on to those that would want to recruit, okay? I'm going to give you a couple tips on that. Those that you want to recruit, John and I started out with placing ads on Craigslist. What does that require? Nothing. It requires your time. Make up an ad that you feel like you would respond to in the event that you would want to seek a job that what we're doing, or you were trying to change careers. Put one up there. I mean, John, I remember when we first started, I was January 2000, or it was December 2012. And John were like, oh, hey, I think we had $500 in our bank for marketing to recruit. And we posted, I think, a few hundred, if not 500 Craigslist ads across the country. And you know what? They started coming in. And we weeded the people out. And you know what we really went for? We went to people who were like-minded like us, that sought a career that was going to not only change their life, but they could control their time. They could control when they worked, where they worked, and the type of people that they were able to see on a daily basis. They wanted warm, hot prospects in front of them, and they wanted the support of people that, like John and I, that had been through something like this. That's all people are seeking. They're seeking someone to lead them to the next level. Now, lead, not do this for them, because we can take good people to up the ladder to possibly better, and we could take okay people to good, but you're not going to take okay and good people to great. And I'm stealing a line from what I've heard a few of my mentors say over the years, and a few of the people that I work with. But that truth rings true when we recruit, right? You find someone that's doing this business already, and they are doing a couple grand a week. You might be able to get that person to, if they're a little interested in this, to 3 or 4 grand a week. That's a good producer, right? Or bring a person that's doing 500,000 that's a little inconsistent, to bringing them to 2 or 3 grand a week. But after a couple, like let's say a month of working with them, and them showing what their colors are and showing how they do business, if they're not at great already, or showing flashes of that, you're not going to be wasting your time bringing that person to the top level. Take the people that you find, that 10% that are good or possibly great, and make them great. Spend your time with them, because you're gonna. What I find more and more with our agencies and our agents is that we step up and try to amazing. It's just not going to happen. People be able to do what they do. You can't portray your goals on them. I have friends I brought in the business, right? And I told them, hey, this is how you're going to make $100 grand a year. And I'm out riding with them, and they're showing me everything I want to see. But then as soon as I turn them loose, their bad habits that I've known of them for years shine through. So take your time when you're recruiting. If you decide to recruit, whether it's through Craigslist or another means, because there's hundreds of online posting services. There's ways you can do mailers to target people that are licensed currently, because I believe everyone on the call is licensed. You have at some point received an email from another marketer saying, hey, this is what we do, come join us, right? Seek that knowledge, whether it's from Tim or myself or someone that you work with that may have done this, or a marketer that you work with. Seek the knowledge to find it. Otherwise, you're just spinning your wheels. But the way I would say is, hey, you don't want to bother anyone. You just want to try it on your own. Start with Craigslist. I know it sounds silly. People say, it's Craigslist. I found someone I was trying to buy a computer from a couple years ago, and I met up with them, and they tried to rob me, or they, whatever you want to say. But I have met some of my best agencies and best friends from Craigslist. Because these people that are good or possibly great, that want to become great, and you lead them there, are going to end up being your friends. The people that you will invite over to dinner and be able to talk with your family and be around your kids. I mean, this is what it's all about, people, is finding people that are like-minded, that are motivated, that want to work with what you do, that you don't have to to coerce into doing this. If someone's interested, they're going to seek the knowledge. You're going to notice the person one from that somewhat interested, that constantly questions what you're showing them, to the person that just asks you and wants to know. that's the person you want. The person that calls you on a daily basis says, I hope I'm not bothering you, but I just want to know this. I have 5 questions. Boom, they go through them, right? And you answer every one of them. Okay, I hope you don't mind that I'm doing this. No, I don't, because you're asking me different questions. You're asking me questions that someone that wants to do this and that's going to be successful should ask. So you might think that, hey, this guy is off the wall. I'm just excited because there's not many times that I get to be on a call. Well, I guess I get on a little bit, but I get on a call that we have 10, 20, 30, 40 people that are just trying to seek knowledge. If you're trying to seek knowledge, ask questions, right? Because the person that doesn't ask questions doesn't know. So that's the extent of what I really have for you today. I don't have, you might have heard this. You may say, hey, I've heard this before. But hopefully, in some way, shape, or form, I boiled something up inside your soul to want to do this a little bit more today, okay? And Tim has my number. I'm actually going to give it out right now just in case you do need support or you do have a question. You can text, you can email me. My phone number is, I'll give you a second to get a pen. It's 607 382 2479. It's my direct cell phone, the one I talk on every day. If you don't feel comfortable just calling me out of the blue, you don't know me, text me and say, hey, I work with Tim, I work with Gordon, or whoever. I'd like to ask you a few questions. Is now a good time? You know, usually anytime's a good time for me. If you want to email me, my email is jeff.birch, so jeff.burch at Innovative Insurance Brokers, which is plural.com. Innovative Insurance Brokers. So at that time, I'm going to give it back to Tim. I appreciate all of your time on the phone today. Thanks for listening to me. And if you need any help, any way, shape, or form, that's what I'm here for. So good luck, everyone, and have a great weekend.
Jeff, you never disappoint. You absolutely never disappoint. Guys, Jeff is going to be down. That's still true, right, Jeff? Are you still planning on being at least 1 or 2 days down in Meridian, August 1st through 3rd?
Yes, I'll be in Meridian in August. I'm going to be there. So anyone that's going to, I'll be there for the 3 days or 2 or 3 days for everyone. You get to meet me if I was on the call and I inspired or you have to ask me questions. Feel free to come up to me and talk to me. I mean, we're all real people here. I think that's why, Tim, you draw people because you're honest, transparent guy that really, portrays the word of excellence. And that's what we're all trying to do here is be excellent people. So, yeah, I will be there. Ask me any question now or up until that point or while I'm there.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much, Jeff. Guys, wow. You can hear, you'll see it, and you'll be able to experience it in person if you're down in Meridian with us August 1st through 3rd. But I'm pretty confident you just experienced it over our conference call here. The passion, the drive. I'll just say, bless this agent's heart earlier this week who called and said, Tim, could you help me? I've got call reluctance. And we all go through that. Sometimes one day or another we'll go through that. If it's happening multiple days, I just lovingly but pretty firmly said to this agent, you know what? You might be more geared towards a job. That job, and yet I'm very proud of my job. It's a little bit different than probably most in this position, but I've got a job. I'm a little bit different in the fact that I don't need my job, but my interest in this role is because of the hundreds of agents that I can affect their lives. And our life continues whether I have this job tomorrow or not. However, this particular agent, I looked at him and said, you know what, you may be more geared towards having you build someone else's dreams. And I say that, and I say that with the utmost kindness that I can. But if you are being reluctant to get on the call or get on the phone more than just a passing moment, you don't you don't want to be in this business. That's one thing, that you've got to have a big enough dream, a big enough why, that you wake up in the morning and you need to become, and I'll challenge you on this. It's kind of maybe with some closing thoughts, that if you are being challenged with that in your life right now in your heart, give it a few days, give it a few weeks, but I wouldn't go much beyond that before I start saying this business is not for me. And but if you have enough of that why inside you that says, I am going to stretch myself and I'm willing to go and help that family who has sent in a request. They are asking you to come and write up a policy. They may not, very succinctly say it that way, but that's exactly what we have when we have, a federal employee benefit request. Would you please explain my benefits to me? And they're screaming, I need a way to protect my future. Oh my goodness, guys, the Advantage Plus does a best job, what I feel like right now on the planet, that we have an opportunity to help our federal employees. Or a mortgage protection lead, they are screaming to you and me, I need to make sure this home is protected, that my family keeps this house after I die. And no better way than way Jeff said it, just a permanent solution for a permanent challenge. It's a permanent problem or a permanent challenge that we are going to die. No better way than for you and I to go out and help protect that person. Every Tuesday, 11 a.m., I've got a training webinar. That happens every Tuesday at 11 a.m. This Tuesday, we're going to be going over the Phoenix, as well as we're going to talk a little bit about mutual, very viable products for the mortgage protection. Kind of our flagship, though, is that Phoenix product. That'll go all the way up to age 80, up to $500,000 of protection for certain individuals when they qualify. Anyhow, guys, without a nurse, without Big Bertha going there with her needles or a bucket saying, hey, pee in here, I'm going to suck your blood out. This is a phenomenal product and a phenomenal opportunity in the mortgage protection program. I wish you many blessings. Make sure that you make it happen for your income. That's number one in my book. Number one in my book is to help you just blow up your income, to make sure that you are able to, number two, take care of your family, put them in the best house that you can put them in, the most protected neighborhood as possible in our scary world right now with the events that happened in France yesterday. Make sure that you have your children in the best schools. Make sure that you put your families in that best car, that protected car they can drive in. Become the number one tither in your church. That's what I see number two as. If you take care of number one, it takes care of number two. And you know what? If you do number three, it takes care of both one and two. If you will commit to being an agent who's making it happen for that family in the field who's asking for mortgage protection, for that employee in the field who's asking for you to come in and help them with their benefits, you will be an agent who will make it happen, and you'll take care of number one and number two. Guys, God bless you. Hope you have a phenomenal weekend, and I look forward to seeing you on our call if I don't hear or see you before next Tuesday at 11 a.m. Have a great weekend. So your appointment's still running this weekend?